Some sauce! Hello, everybody. This is Awesome Sauce Radio. Back at you another Thursday night. And, you know, uh, I'm your host, Blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp. Before I bring in my special guest for the evening, I'm happy to have him back on the show. It's been a long time. Just want to thank the official pizzeria. The official pizzeria of Awesome Sauce Radio is DeMarco's Pizza. They are the greatest pizza in all Northern New Jersey. They have delicious food, great place to bring a date. 1926 Union Valley Road, New Jersey 07421 973 728 1344. They cater all the parties. If you mention this show or Blind Adam, so it's Awesome Sauce Radio or Blind Adam, you get one free order of garlic nuts, and their garlic nuts are orgy flavor in the mouth. Recognize. DeMarco's Pizza, 1926 Union Valley Road, New Jersey 07421 973 728 1344. I love those guys. I've been a customer there for about almost 39 years now. Now that we got the plugs and the sponsorships out of the way, we're ready to kick back and have some fun. I like to bring back to the Awesome Sauce stage. He's an author. He's a podcaster. He's a comic book fan, which I can't wait to get his takes on a couple of the recent comic book movies. The one, the only, Nemesis David Howard. What's up, brother?
What is going on, Adam, man? Happy to be back here. It has been too long. I thank you so much for your patience, for allowing me a little bit of space. I took a little bit of personal time for a while, but I'm back, hopefully going strong. And I have to ask, was that garlic knots or garlic nuts? Because either one is fine, but if they're garlic nuts... Okay.
Even though they said the ownership just said I can play around with it any way I want to when I'm promoting it. I try to be as family friendly and loving to them as I can, just because they have young kids, and it's one of the few places in my town now that I can go to, and It's like going back in time for that.
Very cool. Very cool.
The build, nothing in this pizza, in the Marco's Pizza, has changed since my family moved into the town back in 1986.
Very cool. Yeah, I just had to ask, because this is the Blind Adam show. I haven't been on for a while, but I don't think it changed that much.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't changed that much. I mean, unless we're gonna go into the Peacemaker closet. And one of the 99 other rooms where that leads to reality, where that might be happening, but not here.
Oh my lord! Yeah, that Peacemaker. Woo! Episode 1 of that. I'm sure we'll get to that. So.
Yeah. So, I know what's been going on with you personally. We weren't gonna touch that here while we're live, but what's been going on in the world of writing for you?
Well, like everything else, I kind of took a step back, and I just was focusing on myself for a while. But I took a lot of notes on things. I've done a lot of... I finished outlining all of the books that I want to write in my novel series, and I've been getting Space Monkeys drawn. It is almost done. But I've kind of taken... I've added something else to my repertoire now. I'm actually doing the digital color. So I'm doing the coloring on comics now, and
that's awesome.
And lettering, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback. And
how did this come about?
Well, I used to paint a lot when I was younger. I painted miniatures though, so because I used to play tabletop role-playing games, and I really enjoyed doing it. But once my hands started shaking and stuff, I couldn't really paint, especially miniatures, anymore. And I used to do oil painting as well. I enjoyed doing that. And so I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I tried doing painting on the pencil or on the inks that I got for Space Monkeys. And I started doing that, and I used the same techniques I would use when I painted miniatures for like shading and stuff like that. And so I showed it to some people after I did it. And I was doing it because I wanted to, at the time, I was still kind of working on myself, and it was like it was very calming for me, from a mental, I'm not afraid to talk about this from a mental health standpoint.
Okay.
Coloring and stuff like that is really soothing for me because I put on some music and I sit down and my brain just goes to a different place and allows me to shut my brain down and concentrate on that. So I was doing that and I was looking at it, I was like, I'm enjoying this. So I showed it to some people and they're like, that's good, man. It's like, have you done this before? I was like, no. And they're like, well, it was good, you know? And so I started working on it and doing it, and I was like, I like the way it came out, and I showed it to the artist, and he's like, I never thought of painting it that way. Like I have this really vibrant style that kind of a throwback to the 80s and or early 90s color, and they're like, yeah, So I took off from there, and it's really got this day glow feel to it. People have already asked me if I'm going to turn some of the art I've done into blacklight posters and stuff, which I am because of the way I paint. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I've been doing. So I added that to my repertoire now. So I've been doing that, and then that I've done video editing before, so I've been getting jobs for that. And I've also started picking up work as a graphic designer. So skills that I picked up, I've been doing for myself. People have been asking me to do it now, so I'm actually doing graphic design for a tradable card game now. So I'm working on that as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. So yeah, I mean, it's weird because I don't really consider myself an artist in the sense of like drawing and like visual arts and stuff like that. But I guess to a certain degree, I guess I'm working in that field as well. Just not actually like drawing, like line drawing and stuff like that. That I really can't do to a standard where I would want people to see it. So.
Alright. So you're not gonna be able to draw me like a midget hooker with laser beams coming out of her titties, and, you know, with like 3 nipples,
Yeah.
and ice cream cake. Cannons coming out her butt. And,
For some reason, everything I draw turns into a horror show, like a horror image. You ask me to draw a doll, it doesn't matter what you ask me to draw the doll look like. It's gonna look like a possessed doll. You ask me to
does it look
draw,
like Talking Tina?
yeah. You ask me to draw, the three titty woman. It's gonna end up a three titty woman who's a zombie or something. It's like for whatever reason, that's where my brain goes. So that's the way my brain works.
I hear you. So that is awesome. I sounds like you lost NEMS space, which is your website the other day.
Yeah, so Space Monkeys is out on pre-launch now, and we're doing a really long pre-launch. The earliest I'm going to launch the campaign is January, because I want to make sure that we have backers and stuff to get out there, so that when we go live, then we get people who want to fund the campaign or back the campaign. So we get followers first. So we're doing that, and I'm building up my online presence and trying to build support. And so part of that was I needed to bring back a personal website. So I was originally, my first website was DW Online or .com, which is about the most boring name ever. So I was like, and everybody knows me as Nim, and not only that, so I was like, I got to lean into Nim. Nim is
Yeah. Because I think even for when we talk off air, when I have my phone contacts, it's just Nemesis.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of hate this on a certain level, but it's something I've come to terms with. Is Nim is my brand, whether I like it or not, and I do like it. Nim is how people know me, so it's like I need to lean in that. So.
Just lean into it. Just the way I'm starting to lean into the whole real blind Adam thing a little bit more.
Yeah.
Where I just like and I was like, I asked a buddy of mine, I was just like, what do you think has more brand at this point, the Real Blind Adam or Awesome Sauce Radio? Because I'm about to launch a website of my own.
Yeah.
So you should just go with the Real Blind Adam because that's how everyone freaking knows you anyways.
Right. And even more so, my wife told me the other day I've been designing merch and putting it up on my website little by little for people to look at, and it's going to take time for people to want to buy merchandise. I get it, but so I was, looking at what I could do, and my wife said, "You got to, because I always wear sunglasses half the time." And there were reasons for that originally, but now it's become my thing where I wear my shades. And she's like, "Well, that's part of your image, So I have now, like on the website, I've got like mugs and T-shirts and hats that are just the sunglasses, So it's like, with namespace on it underneath it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and it's not a thing, It's like it's originally.
All right, so now we're going to talk trademark infringement.
Yeah.
Because you're using sunglasses, which is a blind person thing.
Yeah.
And your Twitter handle has braille dots in it.
Yes.
Braille dots 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. You try listening. That's how I know it's you. Sending me a message on Twitter because my text to speech starts slowing down. Repeat it like 8 times.
I'm doing cultural appropriation, so I just thought it looked cool. I didn't know it was coming off as braille dots.
It's awesome sauce. I'm busting your balls.
I know. That's funny though. That's funny. I'm going for that niche crowd online. I'm going for the that demographic for my stuff. It's like, hey everybody. It's like, I really want to appeal to the crowd out there who is, visually impaired. Come on over. Come be with me.
Nice,
it's my people.
I'll send them your link.
Yeah. All right. And for everybody who doesn't know me, that was a joke. I welcome everybody, but I do, so there.
Yeah. This is us just kidding around. Two friends who haven't seen each other in
a long time. So
I would have to go back into the ASR archive to see what our last episode was.
Yeah. So,
because I stopped doing Thursday for a couple weeks, and I was like, you know what? He would want me to continue doing 2 shows a week.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I hooked up with the CEO of Comic Crusaders, that Speedy Gonzalez look-alike.
Mr. Almeida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about a little bit behind the scenes, but I finally met, after many years, the real Almeida at San Diego Comic-Con earlier this year. So we had not met. We'd known each other and worked with each other online for years, but we had never met in person, so it was cool. And I got to take him out and show him, get him out of downtown San Diego to a cool spot. I took him out for some Mexican food and some mariachi music and other stuff, so we had a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, God willing, I'll get the once a year. I'll get to see him at New York Comic Con. God willing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Still trying to figure out, what my plans for New York Comic Con are this year. But either that or him and I will eventually hook up eventually. And he's working on a song for me, a new intro for me for the show.
Yeah, he's killing it with that AI music, man.
He's kicking. Because I got a link to whatever he was doing about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this shit's kicking ass.
That is such an interesting topic. One of these days, I don't know if we want to talk about it tonight, but there's this whole thing about AI, and it's like, on the one hand, I do feel like you shouldn't use AI for certain things, or try, or at least be upfront about it. But on the other hand, it's like, I'll be perfectly frank. One of the things that's helped me get back and do all this website stuff and everything really quickly and get it done, and get up and running, and do my social media and stuff is AI. It's allowing me to be so much more productive. So, I built an entire website, including a blog, and on the website, and a gallery, and a business, for merchandise and everything, in one night using AI. So,
yeah, I really think it comes to a point with how upfront you are with it.
Yeah.
And what you're using it for.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you're not ripping anyone else off in the process,
Right.
and the best thing is use all the AI you want. I mean, it really depends. To me, and I know last night I called it lazy, which in some cases it is, depending on what you're using it for and how you're depending on use it when it comes to art.
Mhm.
But if you're someone who's mobility limited, like our good friend JV,
Right.
and you know, it's gonna help you, you know, get back into creating art just by hitting a couple buttons or speaking into a couple commands.
Yeah.
Then sweet, go for it.
Well, and there's even stuff like I saw something the other day, and I'm kind of kicking this around, and I'll throw it to you and see what you think. But um, one of the things I want to do with one of my other comic properties is I want to create a miniatures game, like a game where you can collect the miniatures and it's a war game type thing. And
So
so
it's
I
like
was,
D&D. It's like D&D with the little figurines and all that.
yeah, yeah, but yeah. So it's a and you move around and you roll dice and you do the whole thing. But one of the barriers to entry to that is that you've got to create the miniatures. And to create the miniatures, you need 3D models. So I
Yep.
saw this. I saw this ad come up. It said, "Oh, we could turn your 2D pictures into 3D models through AI." And I was like, "Get out of here! You're bullshitting me. Don't bullshit a bullshitter, right?" But I was like,
Yeah.
"I'll try it." So I took one of the images from my comic and put it in, and I cut out the background and everything. I know how to do that. That's easy. I got all that out there. So it's just what I wanted to turn into a 3D model. And I put it into the AI and I said, give me a 3D image and, a 3D model that I can manipulate and stuff and do that. And it chewed on it for a few minutes. It came back and I'll be damned, man. It came back with an actual model that if I had a 3D printer or if I wanted to send it to someone who 3D prints stuff, I could print it out and it would be a miniature figure. So, from my comic book.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, okay, normally, and I've looked into this, I was like, if I wanted to get a 3D model from these pictures, I would need to pay somebody who does this professionally in Blender about $600-700 per model. I was
Yep.
like, and I just did it in 10 minutes in AI, and I'm like, on the one hand, I'm taking money away, but on the other hand, I'm like, I would never do it because I don't have $700 per model and then to launch a game, I probably need at least 50 models. That's 35 grand right off the bat. I was like, it's
Yep.
never gonna happen. So,
And so you're gonna have people making miniatures going, "He took our job."
mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, that's awesome, and I'm glad that you're keeping busy. I'm glad that things are moving along in nanospace.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's fun. It's a learning process. It's one of those things where I have to remind myself all the time. It's like bit by bit, you build up a following, and it's like I kind of let this part go, and I've realized I've come to the painful realization, not the painful realization, it was painful for me to get there, that probably the most important thing I can do to find success in what I'm doing as far as like comics and books and everything is not it's not being good at the writing part or the art part. It's marketing. So, um, because if I don't get my stuff out there by building my brand and marketing it and everything and social media, then no one will ever see it. So, uh, that's one of those things where it's like I think I resisted that, but now I'm fully into it. I'm like, look, I was like probably 80% of my job is going to be doing this, so I might as well get into it and do it right. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm in a little bit of doing a brand relaunch and finally doing things the way I want to do it
Yeah,
for now. Where it's like this has actually been becoming fun again.
yeah, and I'm actually I'm going through some stuff with the VA right now, but if everything works out, I may even invest in the business and everything, you know, um, and actually hire an agency. So we'll see. We'll
Well,
see.
thoughts and prayers are with you that happens.
Thanks, man.
You know, did you see Superman?
I did see Superman. I
Uh,
did indeed. I
what
saw
what were you,
Superman and the Fantastic Four. So,
which one did you enjoy more?
um, I enjoyed Superman more, but the reason I enjoyed Superman more is because I am more of a Superman fan or a DC fan.
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest with you, uh, well, we're talking about Superman now at the moment. I've got some thoughts on Fantastic Four. I enjoyed both movies. Don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed Superman more. I thought it was a good movie. I liked it. I have had a couple go arounds with some friends who didn't like it, and it wasn't like mean go arounds. It was just they didn't see where I was coming from, and I didn't see where they were coming from. But I thought it was a good movie. I really enjoyed all sorts of aspects of it. I thought it was a good start to the new DC. I hear what some people's criticisms are. I know there's a lot of people out there that are still salty because Henry Cavill's never coming back as Superman, but I'm like, move on. You got to move on. You know,
And
it's like,
I've heard rumors that you know James Gunn might have a place for Cavill in the new DCU.
yeah. Well, if he does, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I found hysterical was right after watching Superman. There was the Rick and Morty episode the same night where it's James Gunn and Zack Snyder in a fist fight.
Yeah. Actually, honestly, I think the one that Henry Cavill will be good at if they brought him back, and what would be interesting, is find a kid to play Billy Batson and have Henry Cavill be. I'm sorry, I can't say Shazam. Captain Marvel. So so have Henry Cavill be Captain Marvel in the DC universe. So
Wait, why
that'd
can't
be,
you say Shazam?
huh?
Why can't you say Shazam?
Oh, no, I don't have a problem saying the word Shazam. It's just whenever they call the character Shazam now, and I know why they do it, I'm like, what are you talking about? The wizard? The wizard's name's Shazam. So, but
That's
it is
true.
what it is what it is.
Oh, I know, I know. Me and my friend bust each other's balls about that all the time.
I'm like, whenever I hear Captain Marvel, my initial, I always go back to Captain Marvel being the DC character. So, you know,
Yep. You
but
know, I really thought they did a great job.
yeah.
Guy Gardner was straight out of the comics.
Yeah, my wife's favorite uh, character from the movie was Guy Gardner. She thought he was great. So I was laughing my ass off. But no, I had a good time. For my birthday, that's what we went and did. I told my wife like several months before, because the movie came out 2 days before my birthday. So I told my wife and kids, I was like, what I want for my birthday is for us to all go see Superman together. So, um, we got up on that Saturday. We went and saw it on Saturday, and we all went and we watched it. And I was a little worried because the way it happened is they just throw you right in the middle of the universe, and it's like, well, here it is. You get more Metamorpho, you get Hot Girl, you get all these heroes. They've already established them. Bam, we're starting. We're going flat out from there. And I was worried that my wife and my family would be lost because they're kind of comic book adjacent, but they're not like reading it all the time and know
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
lore. So I asked them, I said, were you lost anything or were you confused or did you not like it? And no, it was great. I loved it. I was like, cool.
I think he throws you James Gunn throws you in the middle, but they
Yeah,
do it in such a way where you don't really feel 100% lost.
yeah,
Like he gives enough about the character to you know let you you know figure out what you need to figure out just to enjoy the movie.
yeah,
Like I'm
definitely.
happy we didn't have to sit through another Superman movie with Krypton blowing up.
And I think most people, I, see, I think that's what that a lot of the pure comic book fans don't understand is that most of the origin stories have entered the cultural zeitgeist. People
Yeah,
know about them. They don't need to hear about Spider-Man's origin anymore. They don't need to hear about Batman's origin anymore. Same with Superman. Now, if you wanted to do Metamorpho's origin, people don't know, but people really didn't care. They're just like, oh, it's Metamorpho, cool,
yeah.
whatever, you know. So, people really don't the normies, and I don't say that as a pejorative, but the normies, they don't care. They're just like, just give me a character and entertain me. I want to have fun.
And of
So,
course, the MVPs of the movie were Mr. Terrific and Crypto.
yeah. Oh my God, Mr. Terrific was awesome. So, Mr. Terrific was badass, and he looked so good on screen. And then Crypto was a lot of fun. I don't care. There are people that hate on Crypto. I'm like, get out of here. So. Uh, I will. The only thing I will say, and this is not a criticism, it's just an observation. I thought Crypto was great. I thought Crypto was cute, but as far as the more comics accurate Crypto, I think the one from Titans that Superboy had is probably more comics accurate. But I
I would
don't
have to
care.
go back and watch it. It's been since a while since I've watched Titans.
Yeah, that Crypto
Uh,
from Titans looked like he could rip your face right off. I mean, this one probably they both could,
yeah,
but
the dog that they used looked like a dog that would, you know, you gave it treats, you, you could distract them and go easy and kick Superman's ass.
yeah. So,
Like,
but
hey,
it was
Crypto, want some milk bones?
that movie was so much fun, and then there was stuff in there for the comic nerds like me. Like I thought Nicholas Hoult was great as Lex Luthor, but one of the coolest parts for me was I'm sitting there watching the movie, and they go to the Hall of. First, you see the outside of what will be the Hall of Justice, obviously, and I'm
And
geeking
then
out.
that badass mural.
Yeah, that mural, man, and I'm looking at the and
That was on top.
my wife and kids couldn't figure out why I was geeking out, and I'm sitting there like people. I thought people were looking at me really weird because I'm geeking out and I'm whispering to her. I'm like, "Oh, look at that! That's Zatara, and that's this and that's that," and they're like, "Who?" It's like El Diablo was on there. Like, who the hell is El Diablo? It's like only people like us know about El Diablo in DC. So
Yeah, I know, man. Y- yeah, I also really enjoyed Tessmacher.
yeah, yeah. Although I
Yeah,
have,
they really tried to do a callback to the way Valerie, portrayed her back in the '70s and early '80s.
they did. Although I have to say, one of the characters made me think of you, and I was like, man, I wish now that we're here we could talk about it. But I was like, this is the kind of thing that Ad and I would laugh about. As I was watching this movie, and I had Eve Tessmacher, and then you had Jimmy Olsen. I was like, what the hell is Jimmy Olsen packing in his pants that Eve is like so crazy about him? It's like, what is Jimmy Olsen doing to Eve Tessmacher that she's going nuts for this guy? Because I was like, God dang, brother, you got some game there, man, or something. I don't know what is up, but
Oh yeah, I thought it was great that that I was like, heck yeah.
it's like Jimmy's like a full-on pimp, man. I was like,
Oh,
God.
exactly.
I was like, damn,
And
brother,
like
slow down, man.
we're scrolling through the pictures, trying to find the ones that will bring Luther down.
Yeah,
And you go, wait, give me that back for a minute. I have to make sure you don't get to the good stuff.
yeah. I was like, slow down, Jimmy. Leave some women for the rest of us, man. God dang.
Yeah, yeah.
What is going on, brother?
So, and then, like I said, and of course that led into Peacemaker, which Peacemaker is my favorite thing uh, in live action. Comic books turn into live action properties right now.
Okay. Let's see. Well, that's true. Peacemaker season 2, episode 3 drops in about an hour, doesn't it? So
For my time, yeah.
yeah. Uh, I have enjoyed. I enjoyed Peacemaker season 1. I've enjoyed Peacemaker season 2 so far, The only thing I'll say, and this was surprising for me to say, but uh, the orgy scene in episode one,
That made me laugh my ass off.
man, I was like, I put a post out because I was like, it went on, and then it kept going on, and then it kept going on some more, and after a while, I put a post out that said, I was like, man, this is getting a little uncomfortable for me. It was like after I watched this, I went and got an STD test.
I was like, I saw the post, and I was like, let him have his fun. I'm not gonna bust his balls.
I was
And then,
just,
because I was saying, because in my head, I started doing the whole let's write a porn parody of Peacemaker.
yeah,
That's what that scene. I was like, I don't have to do that.
yeah. I was like, damn, slow down, son. But no, it's been good. It's been good again. I've
And then
enjoyed it.
he's already starting to set seeds up for for whatever he's gonna do for Batman for Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah. Although I have questions. I have lots of questions, so I hope they'll
Like
get
what,
answered.
sir?
Like, well, the green guy, is that a Martian? You know, it looks like a Martian from DC Comics. You know, um, is that Martian Manhunter? You know, so it might not
Or
be.
maybe it could be that I forget the name of what the Martian Manhunter's imp was.
I don't know.
It could be the his version of Batmite slash Mickey.
Yeah,
There was one for the Martians too. That
yeah.
always tortured John Jones.
Uh huh. Well, I don't know. There's so much, and the fact that James Gunn will do anything, it's like one of the things I love, and it's like I have come to the realization that there are a lot of people online, on YouTube and on X and other places, who either the way they look at stuff or uh, in order to make money, are just going to find the negative in everything, and it's not just comic books or comic
No,
book
it's everything.
movies. It's sports. Yeah, it's everything. It's like I'm done with it. Like one of the worst. I'm gonna call him out because he's probably not gonna see this, and I don't care if he does. I used to have time for Nerdrotic. Um, I can't watch his shows half the time anymore because all he does is turn everything negative. You know.
All
So
right, I just had to remember who that was for a second. It was the only like one of those guys that I still like really super enjoy at this point is New Age rock stars.
okay. I don't know.
Ryan Airy and his crew.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, he has
So
a puppet talking dog, so you can't really beat that.
yeah. I
Uh,
just I don't want to be negative about stuff anymore.
oh
I'm
no,
like,
no, actually, I got my. I don't. Yeah, I actually last week I said I must be doing something right because I made this beautiful tribute video to my grandma last Wednesday on her birthday.
cool.
Sent the balloon up to heaven, the whole 9 yards.
Uh huh.
So one of the comments was, does this asshole know what happens to balloons once you release them in the air?
Oh
And in
no.
my head, I was like, I'm not even gonna dignify it with a response
Yep.
because I want to be like, hey, dude, did you not see that the title is "Balloons Up in Heaven"? You dumb fuck.
Well, it's like, you know what? This has happened to me since I've been on the show and talked to you. I had some people come after me and try and cancel me because, hold on to your seat. This is going to shock you. The female characters in my comic books have boobs.
What?
Yep.
Other women have boobs. I even know some
Yes.
guys with boobs, but that's a different story, man.
I am sexualizing children because the style of my Space Monkeys comic is cartoony, and the female characters have boobs, and because of that, I'm some sort of pedophile. So there you go.
All right, so what we need to do is we need to have a Space Monkeys variant with you having one of the female Space Monkeys
Yes.
breastfeeding an infant Space Monkey.
Yeah. There you go.
To all the
Oh,
people who hated boobs, this was for you.
oh my God, man! I was just
Well, you know what? You see, I hear things like that. I say, when's the nuclear bomb coming, please?
Yeah. You know what? I need to have I need to have like a female robot that pops up that does the Austin Powers like machine gun boobs at some point or something. You'd be just like, here you go, you know. Is it getting a little nipply in here and
Yeah.
bam,
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
takes off.
It's not that whole Doctor Evil speeches gave me in my head.
Yeah.
You're the Diet Coke of evil.
I
You're the
just
margarine of evil. Just one calorie. Not evil enough.
I am so tired of people just getting their panties in a bunch about everything, man. It's like, come on, just calm down.
Like I said, it's. I think it's just the world we live in today, unfortunately.
It is. It is. It's like, and it's everything, you know. But the good part is, now that I've realized, come to the full realization that it's everything, I don't give a shit. So I'm like, whatever, you know. It's like baseball. I've followed the Padres all year, and it's like when they're winning, everybody's happy. When they're losing, everything's the worst, and everybody needs to be fired. And I'm just like, just chill, calm down, folks. You know, calm the fuck down. So
Right, the Padres is California's Mets. Okay.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like that with
That's all I can
everything.
tell. It's September because that's when around here people start bitching about the Mets and the Yankees.
Well, out here it's Padres and Dodgers. You know, you listen to those two fan bases go at each other online on X, and I, it's not pretty, man. It is not
No, no,
pretty.
no. So what made you? So what made you like Fantastic Four a little bit less than Superman?
Um. Well, God, how can I put this? Well, you know, I've already said this publicly other places, so I'll just say it. I realized watching that movie that that was a really good Fantastic Four movie. So good that I realized why I don't like the Fantastic Four as a general rule. Like, not that I hate them, I just don't think I'm not that big a fan of the Fantastic Four. And that movie pretty much encapsulated why I'm not that big a fan of the Fantastic Four. Is that I never could understand why everybody was into the Fantastic Four and I'm really not. You know, for if you want groups for me like X-Men, I like the Avengers. Uh, you know, I like the Justice League. I like Titans. You know, Teen Titans, all that stuff. But for me, the Fantastic Four, I never got it. Um, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, here's a cosmic level threat like Galactus, and I look at this group, and I'm like, and this is just pure comic book nerd stuff. This has nothing to do with the movie,
Yeah, yeah.
really. You know, but I'm looking at them like, these guys shouldn't be able to beat Galactus. You know, I was like, their skill set is not that high. And then for me, one of the things I did have a criticism in the movie is like, you have Mr. Fantastic here, and he could do all this stuff that I remember from the comics. And it's like, it seems like they never utilize Mr. Fantastic's stretching powers to the extent that he can. He does less stuff stretching wise in the movies than Elongated Man, you know, in DC Comics. And Elongated Man, when it comes to like stretching powers and stuff like that, it's kind of a joke. Like the gold standard in DC is Plastic Man, you know, and Mr. Fantastic, you know, can stretch as much as Plastic Man. He can't form himself into like working things like Plastic Man can. But
Yeah.
so I'm looking at that, but you know, and I'm looking at Sue Storm, and I know that Sue has had power creeps over the years, and she's gotten more and more powerful, but still, you know, I'm like, you know, and then Johnny, he's legitimately powerful, but I don't think he's like top tier powerful. And the Thing, and I get a lot of hate for this. To me, the Thing is a poor man's Hulk. You know, it's like the Hulk's gonna kick his ass every day of the week and twice on Sunday. You know, so
Actually, statistically,
yep,
some website that actually says that the Thing has only beaten him in the comics twice.
beating the Hulk.
Yep. Only
Really,
beaten him twice every time they fought.
he's only beaten him twice. Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, so I look at them, and then there's only four of them, and I'm like, I just don't get it, and I don't think that. And then as far as their characters, I don't think that Reed is particularly likable as a character, and it's only gotten worse as time has gone on. Like when he joined the Illuminati and then the Civil War and all that stuff, I think Reed's kind of a dick, to be honest with you. So I agree with Sue in that whole argument during Civil War and everything.
Oh yeah.
And I like Johnny. Johnny was always one of my favorites, and I like Ben, a lot. But I'm not a big fan of Reed. So it's like it was just one of those things where I'm watching the movie and I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed it as a comic book movie. I had a good time, but I'm like, I realized watching this finally, what my thing was all the time. It's like I just don't vibe with the Fantastic Four, which is cool. It's like if you vibe
Well,
with the Fantastic Four, I'm fine with that. But you know,
like I said, my relationship with the FF is a little bit more on and off.
uh,
Uh, I actually thought the MVP of the movie was Julia Garner as Silver Surfer.
okay.
Uh,
I thought Galactus was fantastic, by the way.
yeah, like I said, I thought those two things were just phenomenal.
If I'll be honest with you right here, when I watched this movie, I was legitimately worried that it was going to tank Superman completely because of how good it looked and how I thought it was very, very accurate from the comics, and then Galactus. Because of the two movies this summer, the thing that I thought looked the most impressive and was the most comics accurate and really jumped off the screen at me as being an oh shit comic book movie moment was all of the stuff with Galactus. So
Oh
I thought
yeah,
it was
and the scene
amazing.
in Times Square with the Silver Surfer actually brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah, it
That
really
that
did.
that and the ending tribute they did to Jack Kirby,
Hmm.
which as soon as they said that their world was 828, that won me over right away by leaps and bounds, just because someone was finally giving Jack his due on the big screen.
Absolutely. And I mean, that movie even got. I have to give them a lot of props on it. It's like that movie even got some little things right that you usually don't see, like the fact that Galactus's eyes will do that flash, and then they put the sound to it as well.
Yeah.
So all of that was super cool. I enjoyed it. Um, there were some choices that probably I wouldn't have made, like we're immediately introduced to Reed and Sue, and then like 5 minutes into the movie, she's knocked up, and it's like they have a baby. I'm like, damn, man, save something for the sequel. But I kind of get that they probably want to get to Franklin later on for another storyline or whatever, so they needed to
Yeah,
get that out of the way.
Franklin's
So
going to be playing a big part in the Avengers Doomsday movie too. So
yeah, so it is what it is. But as far as their latest offerings, I thought I couldn't complain. This was a good
yeah,
movie.
yeah, this is like one of the better Marvel offerings in quite some time. Uh,
Yeah.
Even though I thought the trailer for Marvel Zombies looked amazing.
Yeah, that looks really good. I want to watch that a
And
lot.
that little sequence of Spider-Man ripping heads off of bodies with his
Yeah.
webbing and just yanking them off like they're pumpkins or something,
Uh, t-
got me super jacked.
One of the things I have taken it as a given for a long time is that as a general rule, DC animated stuff is better than Marvel. But I'm telling you, DC, Warner Brothers, you better up your game because Marvel's coming for you. Between X-Men 97, What If, and now this Marvel Zombies, I don't think you guys are kings of the hill when it comes to superhero animation anymore. You better step up and start doing
I
some
don't
good
know.
stuff.
I still in their latest offering, I still haven't watched yet because the animated Watchmen movie.
I have not seen that. No.
I saw it was on my feed when I was looking for something to watch on
They also released a new Batman Ninja. So,
Batman. What?
Batman Ninja. Did you see the first one?
No, I didn't see either one of them to be honest.
It's all right. It's Elseworlds.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
the whole anime thing. It's got a
it's
lot of
weird.
anime vibe to it. I'm not the biggest anime guy in the world,
Yeah, it's
and
kind of strange. Although I did like Creature Commandos. I like
Creature
Creature
Commandos
Commandos.
was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I like Creature Commandos a lot. And when I found out that the voice actors from Creature Commandos are actually coming back to
Yep,
play their actual characters in live action, I was like, and it's already starting to happen because Rick Flag Senior
yep.
is in Peacemaker. So good stuff, man.
So all
Good
those
stuff.
characters will be around eventually,
Yeah,
and uh, it's a good time to be a comic book fan right now,
yeah.
as far as
I
ever media.
I'm excited to see The Bride and to see Frankenstein by David Harbour play Frankenstein coming back, and uh, Doctor Phosphorus.
Yep.
That would be cool. So
Actually, I thought I actually cannot wait to see a little bit more Weasel.
yeah, and
Because the
then
backstory, because the Weasel's backstory is probably one of the saddest things in animation I've seen in a while.
yeah, and then to top it all off, they announced James Gunn's announced, was it yesterday, the new
Man of
Superman
Tomorrow, bro. Man
sequel,
of
huh?
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Superman, Man of Tomorrow.
with Lex Luthor in his war suit.
Yep. So you can tell
So
what time period he was reading. He started reading comic books in now.
yeah, and the fact that
Remember the superpowers action figures?
although that has already started a debate online because people are like, well, are they really going to make Lex the bad guy again, or is Lex going to help Superman and the bad guy against Brainiac? And I was like, that's interesting. So,
Yeah, it's true, because the one comic book they reference is Action Comics 544,
uh huh,
which was the introduction of the new robotic looking Brainiac that they created
right,
right before Crisis.
mm-hmm.
With the all silver finish and all that,
Yeah,
and Lex in the power suit. And I've
good
been hearing
stuff.
rumors that the main villain's gonna be Brainiac.
That would be good. I've wanted to see Brainiac in a movie for so long. Oh my gosh, that would be so good. And I still think that Ultraman from Superman will come back as Bizarro. So, uh,
That's yeah, me too. Uh, but there is, especially from the more recent Superman comics.
yeah,
There's been a lot of time in the last couple of years where Superman and Lex have worked together,
yeah.
and
Although
Nick Fultz is awesome.
you know what I really want, and after the fact that they mentioned an imp in Superman, my chances I think of actually seeing it someday are pretty good because it's James Gunn and they mentioned imps. I want to see Mr. Mxyzptlk or Batmite. They've already mentioned Batmite in
Yeah,
Peacemaker, so
actually, you know, I'm really thinking that we're not probably it's probably not going to be live action.
hmm
I think we're going to get some type of animated movie with Batmite, Mixie, and all the other imps of the fifth dimension.
it's just too bad Paul Rubens is passed away and he can't do
And
the voice of Batmite. So
yeah, he portrayed Batmite spectacularly over in Brave and the Bold.
yeah, it was so good.
Even if he did use my catchphrase,
He was awesome. Batmite was so good in that. And
oh
then,
yeah,
or they need to get Kraken and do Mr. Mxyzptlk and bring Gilbert Gottfried back to do Mr. Mxyzptlk before we lose
no,
him.
because just like Paul Rubens,
Oh, it's Gilbert Gottfried.
Godfrey passed away a couple years back.
Oh no, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was like a good 3 years now.
God. Well, rest in peace to Gilbert Gottfried as well. Very,
Yeah,
very
man.
funny man.
Because that hit me hard because of the Howard Stern Association.
Yeah,
You
I,
know,
I thought Gilbert was hilarious.
he was hilarious.
So
He was nuts.
yeah,
But
one
what
of
you
my
saw on camera
was
is
only a bit of
exactly
it.
what he was off camera.
Okay, one of my favorite things, and I used to do this impression all the time, and I still do it occasionally, was one time he made an appearance on Howard Stern, and he did Dracula Godfrey. He's like, Dracula, children of the night.
Oh,
Dracula
okay,
Godfrey.
yeah, that's classic stuff.
Oh my god, I love Dracula Godfrey, man. So good. so good. Billy West was another one of my favorites on that show. So, uh,
Yep.
yeah, good times.
Billy's a sweetheart too. You might have missed him at his last convention appearances to catch up a little bit.
Cool, very cool.
You know, so
Uh, One of the things I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait to share it with you because, like I said, Space Monkeys, the second half is getting drawn right now, and one of the first pages that's going to come out that the artist is working on the layout right now is when we meet the Leonardan prophets. So uh, that are frozen in carbonite, and the Space Monkeys have to unthaw them to get the prophecy from uh, Bluntmite and Cosmic. So.
I got the reference right away too.
Yeah. And I actually call them the Leonardan prophets in the comic. So.
Leonardo. That's clever.
So I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to seeing what he does with that. So, and they're actually frozen in carbonite. And I gave some reference material to the artist, and I told him that the Cosmic, the J character, needs to be frozen in carbonite, throwing up the classic J pose with, throwing up the hand sign and everything. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I can't wait to
Let's
see
say
it.
when it comes time, if you want to try to get your stuff, get Space Monkeys on the set on the shelves over at Secret Stash, let me know and I'll give you the contact I gave what's his face.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. And if I do, though, what I want to do, and not, I mean, I do want to do that. What I want to do, though, is I need to commission a cover that has Bluntmite and Cosmic, on the front, so that it's obvious it's Jay and Silent Bob. So it's a Jay and Silent Bob cover for the Secret Stash. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when the time comes, I'll put you in touch with my
Okay.
contacts over there.
Very cool.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm looking forward to it. And of course, at the end of the first issue, they get to have. In fact, there's a lot of mall rats in the middle part of the comic with those two, and then at the end, they get to have a LaFours type fight with somebody. So.
nice. I can't believe that Mallrats is now a 30-year-old movie.
Oh my God, I love that movie though.
I
It's
actually
like.
watched a cut of the movie I've never seen before on the Internet Archives.
Really cool.
Someone, it's got to be a work print because it's got all the stuff that was originally cut out, and there's stuff that was in the theatrical cut that is a little bit extended here, a little bit shorter there, a little bit of different dialogue.
Believe it or not, I did not see that movie until long after it came out. So I had seen Clerks, and I enjoyed Clerks, and then I kind of Kevin Smith fell off my radar, and I was playing D&D with a guy who was really into Kevin Smith, and he was telling me about different stuff, and and the reason it came up is I'd seen, this is when Dogman came out. I was like, oh, it's Kevin Smith, I wonder what he's been up to, and he was telling me about other stuff. So I went and I caught up with Chasing Amy, and then I watched Mallrats, and I watched Mallrats, and that was the one I was like, well, now I will watch everything that Kevin Smith ever does, because Mallrats, it's my kind of humor. Jay and Silent Bob are my kind of humorous characters, and it had Stan Lee, and I was like, well, now I will watch everything you ever do. So,
I just love Stan Lee, given the love of ice.
yeah.
You guys, that reminds me of the issue of Spider-Man where Peter and Gwen go lingerie shopping, and then the Green Goblin bombs the fuck out of the place.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that Kevin Smith wrote stuff that my friends, and the kind of stuff that my friends and I would talk about when we were talking comics, like, does the Thing have a rock dick? It's like.
Anyone who's watched this puppet show that I do,
yeah.
I've asked that question a few times. The one scene that got me over before the Stan Lee thing
Yeah.
The conversation about Superman in the food court.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Kevin claims to this day that's what got him the writing gig for Superman Lives.
That's so cool.
Which you know, he did a live reading about a year and a
Well,
half ago at Kevin's movie theater, which I thought was pretty cool.
well, it's like when I knew that Jerry Seinfeld and the people who wrote Seinfeld were actually fans of Superman, is that episode where he and George are in the diner and they're talking about whether or not the yellow rays of the sun would affect Superman's comedic abilities. It's like, why would every other aspect of his
Oh,
body
I let's just go back and the thing with Seinfeld is because it takes place at NYC.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, it's just I can just watch people doing this in real life.
Yeah.
But there was sort of like and plus before I cut the cord, sorry cable, not sorry cable. Uh, it was on to death.
Yeah. I
You know,
I I
there's like
love that
four
show
different
so much.
stations in my area that would like syndicate Seinfeld to death.
Yeah. I every now and then I will go back and rewatch the series. There's only a couple series that I will do that for, and that is one of them. So um, I enjoy Seinfeld a lot to this day. So um, Seinfeld, X Files, Twilight Zone. Um, I don't know.
You see, this how
Warehouse
we get
13.
along so well because you
Yeah.
know, uh, so I actually do like Seinfeld stand up.
hmm Do I like Seinfeld stand up?
Yeah, you seen any of his stand up specials?
I have. I do like Seinfeld stand up. So
It's amazing, and he also made those Superman commercials too back in the
yeah.
day.
I enjoy Seinfeld stand up quite a bit. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I am really hit or miss with stand up. Mostly hit. Most of the time, I like
It was
what
on
people are
Stop.
doing. There really is no middle ground for me though. So it's like I either like people stand up or I hate it. It's one or the other. And most of the time, I like it. So there's been very few that I hate. And this is not. How do I say this politically correct? Well, not
Wait,
politically.
look, did you forget what show you're on, son?
Yeah. Well,
My son, don't be
I
politically correct, man.
I want to say it the right way. Most of the comedy that I've hated over the years has been from certain female comics who decide that all of their comedy has to be about their vagina and their period. It's like
All
there
right,
is.
no. I can respect that. As a
Uh,
comedian, it's just like my number one rule as a professional comedian. Um, or someone who's coming out of semi-retirement
mm-hmm.
when he figures all this bullshit out, is basically talk from what you know, but have variety. You can't just let the whole set be about one thing.
Yeah, and it's like there's more to you than those two things. So why is that the only two things you're talking about? It's like, and I have watched a lot of female comedians, like Paula Poundstone back in the day was hilarious. So is Joan Rivers. So is Whoopi Goldberg's stand up was good. And I may not always agree with what they're saying, but if they say it funny, I enjoy it. And there are a lot. Rita Rudner was another one who was hilarious back in the day. And they would talk about sex. They would talk about those types of things. But they talked about all sorts of things. Like I remember one of the funniest things. I almost fell out of my seat once. Like Joan Rivers was talking. She's like, oh my God, my son-in-law, he got me a fitness tape. I said, sweetheart, I'm a 60-year-old Jewish woman. The only way you're going to get me to bend down is if you put diamonds on the floor. I was like, holy shit. I can't believe she just said that. But it was hilarious. So,
Yeah,
and she could get away with saying it. So.
like I said, just like there's a lot of African American comedians who irritate me because their whole set is the race card.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And
come on, of everything in the world, that's the only thing you can talk about and
but
want everything towards.
you
And
look at the
granted, there's
greats.
merit for that,
Yeah,
and it really depends on just what your taste is. And I grew up on Robin Williams and Andrew Dice Clay and Sam Kinison.
but you look at the greats. They did stuff about race and everything, but they mixed it up and they found a way to tackle stuff that was controversial in a funny way. So like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby, who's controversial for other reasons now. Dave Chappelle does that shit. So they're funny. It's like Eddie Griffin is another one. There's all sorts of them. So it's like, don't just sit there and use it as a way. I don't know.
I re-listened to some Lenny Bruce because it came up in my YouTube feed,
Yeah.
and I was like, because it's been forever since I've listened to him. I don't think I've actually listened to him since I had my Lenny Bruce tapes taken away back in middle school in front of the trash from a middle school teacher.
Yeah.
But he went on this one thing, and I was like, holy crap, that would never even be thought of being done today.
Yeah. Well, George Carlin, there's another one. I mean,
Carlin's just a textbook. He's just a textbook.
Yeah.
That's just a talking textbook to me at this point.
Yeah.
And
there are so many of them and so many different styles. Like I can't even think, but I love these guys because they like go all sorts of different places, and these women too. Like Rita Rudner was absolutely hilarious. There's another woman now. I forget. I'd have to look. There's one. She does a whole set about being Gen X, and she does all these things, and her stuff like cracks me up, man. It just.
There's someone you should like. Her name is Brittany Smith.
Yeah.
Like a lot of her set is about being from Wisconsin, being a recovering alcoholic.
Okay.
And it is hysterical.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Is like people take stuff from their own lives and adapt it, and it's like they don't stick to just this one thing. And a lot of times, like I was saying, those some of these people that stick with those sort of topics, it almost seems like they're using comedy as therapy to talk about their own problems with whatever. It's like you could do that, but it's like you got to move on to other stuff too. So
you're not that far off, bro. I'll quote Jack Nicholson's The Joker. There's a lot of comedians that are only smiling on the outside.
Yeah. Well, it's like, here's a great example of someone who I thought was funny at the beginning, but I think she's in a rut, and all she ever does is talk about her vagina all the time. It doesn't matter. I could tune into a special tomorrow and tune into one 5 years from now, and I know the bits are the same, and they're all about her vagina. Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer used to be really, really funny, and now all she does to talk about is her vagina and sex. I'm like, I get it. I get it already. I've heard this already. But
I actually think it would just be that generation of comedians too, because I could take Amy Schumer, Whitney Cummings, and Nikki Glaser. Change the three of them, and it's basically the same act.
Yep.
And yet I just said that, so bite me.
Yeah. And then it's all about I'm a slut, I'm a this, I'm that. I was like, good for you. It's like I've heard this same act about 5 times now, so can we get some new material? So.
And out of the three of them, the one I think that pulls it off the best is Nikki Glaser.
Okay. Yes. Now that I've seen Nikki Glaser stuff, she's legitimately funny.
Yeah, man. How are you on time? I know you have another show after this.
I've got about 5 more minutes, and then I need to go take a break
take
a pee-pee break and stuff. So.
Yeah. So basically, this has been a blast.
Awesome.
Last night, you always have a place to come hang out on Thursday nights.
Definitely.
It's time to find it out and bring it back to old school, but I just happen to look at Twitter at the right place at the right time.
I
And,
would love to come back and hang out more.
yeah, like I
I
said, we'll talk behind the scenes and try to put together a game plan.
Cool.
You know, because I I'm gonna be honest. I I just I know you're not sure about the mental illness thing. First things first, I just want one of my best friends on the planet to be well. That's
Thank you.
my first. And without going into details, I'm glad that that prayer was answered.
Thank you.
The
Thank
second
you.
thing, at a professional level, I've missed you around here on Thursday nights.
I am looking forward to.
Just have some of the best. It's hard doing a half an hour show on your own sometimes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back and helping. And it was a blast to sit and just shoot the shit
Yeah,
and talk
that's
about
why, like
stuff.
I
And
said, you know, uh, so where can everyone find your stuff online? Is it just Nemspace?
yeah, go to namespace.online. You can find that's my website, and that's the easiest way now because that will point you to all my social media stuff. That's where my blog is at. You can find a link to my current Kickstarter pre-launch on Namespace Online. So yeah, go to Namespace Online, check it out, and yeah, and please sign up for the newsletter and for the mailing list. So we'll be sending stuff out like that.
I said I did
Probably,
that myself because I only found it yesterday, and I was having a little bit of an off day today too because I think the news to my doctor's appointment on Tuesday finally hit me.
oh, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
it is what it is. What it is. It's just you know uh, now they put a game plan on my head on how to handle it. I'm better now.
Good.
I just need some time to process, I guess.
Hey, we all need to be there for each other. That's all of us, So
Yep.
support each other, lift each other up. I know that I would get nowhere without all of the friends and family and my wife, uh, who was behind me and helping me move along when I need the help. So, you know,
Yeah. Like I said, sometimes you just need a little bit of time to recharge the batteries too.
yep.
Uh, but I love you, man. It's glad to have you back. Uh, Everyone, you can find me at the Real Blind Adam on Instagram and Blind Adam on eBay and mini/Blind Adam. I'm also Comic VIP and whatnot. I gotta work at switching that over to the Real Blind Adam as well. On TikTok, the Real Blind Adam. Don't have much on TikTok because TikTok is annoying. X, I'm the Comic Pimp. Uh, One day they'll change it to the Real Blind Adam. That's the one I'm having the most in my heart of hearts, not wanting to change just because I've been that's the way it's been since 2010.
Mm.
Uh, you know, and just remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to it's what you do about it. Uh, and if no one has said that they love you today, I love you. And if you're struggling, there's always somewhere to listen. So find someone to just talk to. I love you all. Why not about?
Bye, everybody.
All right, catch you later, Dave.
See you, man. You have a good one.
Same to you, man. We'll be in touch.
Yep. Have a good one, brother.
Yep. Clickable button restart. Clickable button end screen. There we go. End screen button. Out. Clickable button set out. Button not yet. Button end screen.